Legit alternative wrestling fans, tonight is the night where we team up with Battle on the Border to present Aftermath. Before we get into the wrestling, we just want to take a moment to observe what this weekend is really about. We want to thank our servicemen and women for their sacrifices, and today being the day that we honor the most significant sacrifice. So we want to give our thoughts and thank yous to those brave men and women that because of what they do, we can do what we do. And what we're going to do here tonight is put on one hell of a wrestling show representing the best of LAW and the best of Battle on the Border. And speaking of the best, I'm going to have my first guest on here, Miss Slammin Sammy.
Hey there, how are you doing?
I'm so excited. The pre-show, it is finally Slammin time. Miss Sammy, a wrench got thrown into your plans. Would you like to take the time to address that wrench real quick?
You know, this is not the first time that I was fooled by Paris McMoney. You see, she's done time and time after again, cheated me out of a win, literally put me down, tried to make me feel bad about myself by making herself feel good by cheating. But you know, this time around, this is the third time around. You know what they say, third time is the charm. We've been talking about, you know, sequels, we've been talking about Rocky 2, but as I mentioned, Rocky 3 is going to be better. And I heard that she is not available because she's sick. But make no mistake about it, she still owes me a match because I am coming for that title and I will not stop until I get what I want.
Sammy, I just have to ask, given your history with Paris, how legitimate, no pun intended, do you think that this illness is? Or is this another tactic to avoid facing you?
I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know if she's scared. I don't know if she's backing out, or I don't know if she's actually legitimately ill. But I legitimately don't blame her if she's purposely, keep not wanting to face me.
Yeah, it seems like she's doing everything in her power to avoid facing you. So I just had to ask that. Before I take up, so I don't take up more of your time, how do you feel facing Lucy B. Sweet?
You know, somebody who I've never shared the ring with before in my life. But if anything, I can step in that ring against anyone. I could be a challenge for anyone. Because, you know, I've been underestimated a lot. I've been doubted a lot. Even my own strength has been doubted a lot. But no. I will get into that ring and prove against Lucy B. Sweet that I can go in there and I can win.
I mean, all of the confidence, we love to see it. I do feel that you do get underestimated, and I just can't understand why. You're traveling around the country, like you're traveling around this area, you're in big name matches, big name companies, putting in the work. It is insulting that you don't get the respect and, you know, just credit for all of your efforts. But I wish you the best of luck. Is there anything else you would like to say before I let you go finish preparing?
Well, thank you for the interview. And this is going to be a great night with two of my favorite companies in the whole world, Battle on the Border and legit alternative wrestling. So you guys better be ready because it's Slammin time.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you very much.
I gotta tell you, we here at Legit Alternative Wrestling are so happy to have Slammin Sammy back. She was the winner of the inaugural, Pav Novak Battle Royal, and it is so good to see her back. I talked to her briefly, and she said that this was like a homecoming, like a home turf advantage, and hopefully that energy and that enthusiasm and that confidence she has in herself goes into her match with Lucy B. Sweet. Whew, that was a bit much. Now, I know you guys have heard me talk so many times about legit alternative wrestling, but I would like to take this time to turn it over to hear from the other side of tonight's show, Battle on the Border. So we would like to introduce right now the boss of pro wrestling, Sean Bossman. Oh, and looking just like a boss, sir.
Well, thank you so very much. How are you doing?
I am very well. I'm so excited for tonight. We are so happy to be working with you guys and putting on this amazing show.
The feeling is definitely mutual.
Well, I'm just going to stop talking. I'm going to let you take it over, and would you like to address our wonderful fans about what they should expect tonight?
Well, everybody who's followed Battle on the Border, they know me very well. Sean Bossman, the boss of pro wrestling. And what makes me the boss, you ask? Because I know what I know before it's even so. And something I know tonight is this is just the start of a long-term relationship with Battle on the Border and legit alternative wrestling. And we are going to set the wrestling world on fire. Today I'm going to be here interviewing all of the competitors here tonight. I'm going to find out just exactly what is on everybody's mind, how this collaboration is going to continue to take forward, and what is going to become of it, and see if we can predict what's going to happen in the future.
Well, all right. Since you give predictions, what is your match? What is the match you are looking most forward to tonight?
Well, the match I was looking most forward to tonight was, of course, the Battle on the Border Women's Championship. Unfortunately, our champion, who has been known to duck and dodge a little bit, so we don't always get along, and sometimes she doesn't like me to speak too much. I was looking for that one. I wanted to see Slammin Sammy really take it to her. We got cheated out of that one, and I've got my suspicions about that one. Of the ones that are left, however, I gotta say, I really want to see who's going to be the #1 contender. I'm looking forward to that triple threat match for the LAW Championship.
That is very good. Who do you have winning, Slammin Sammy or Lucy B. Sweet? I'm going to put you in the hot seat right now, sir.
Oh, wow. You really put me in the hot seat.
You can't come in here on my show talking about you predict everything and not give me a prediction. Who do you think's going to win?
You know, I'm going to have to give that one to Lucy B. Sweet. She's not quite as sweet as she claims she is. I've seen her take the dirty route on occasion. Slammin Sammy, she usually tries to play it straight, and I think Lucy B. Sweet might pull something underhanded, just my suspicion.
That is a very, very bold prediction.
I hope I'm wrong.
I do too, but I'm trying to remain as unbiased as possible. It's just hard not to root for Slammin Sammy. Before I let you go, is there anything that you would, anything else that you would like to address while you're here?
Well, I hope all LAW fans will also follow Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling on Facebook, and likewise, Battle on the Border fans, please follow Legit Alternative Wrestling, because big things are happening with these two promotions, and you don't want to miss them.
All right. Well, you heard it straight from the boss of pro wrestling himself, Sean Bossman. On behalf of Legit Alternative Wrestling, we really thank you for putting on this show with us, and I do hope that it is the beginning of many, many future shows. We are so excited to have you here.
Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, they had to have me interview a guy in a tux while I'm in a LAW t-shirt, but that's okay. As the boss said, he was looking forward to
The boss didn't say a goddamn thing because the boss just got here. Pav fucking Novak, you crooked son of a bitch. I'm telling you now, I know you're the fucking reason why Dan Lasers couldn't show up tonight. I know you're the reason. I know you're the fucking culprit, you motherfucker. And guess what, bitch? Per Dan Lasers, he just sent me a message. You know what he said, Novak? He said, hey, boss. Yeah, the real fucking boss. Not some Obi-Wan jabroni walking around in a $2 suit because he can't afford a goddamn custom tailored one like me. Novak, you motherfucker, Dan Lasers got a hold of me. And he said, boss, you give me this opportunity, that asshole, which we both know, Novak, we both know it's you. He said, that asshole took it away. So you know what he did? He said, hey, go out and bring that belt home, brother. And I said, are you serious? And he said, yeah. He goes, if anybody's going to take my place tonight, it's going to be you because you give me the opportunity. So, I did your fucking job for you, answered all the goddamn questions that you had to ask, and then if you don't know, now you know. Novak, fuck you twice, you punk ass bitch.
Well, thanks, Michael McMoney. I was going to have a civil announcement, but I guess that just wasn't in the cards tonight. Amongst all that profanity, unfortunately, Dan Lasers is unable to compete tonight, so taking his place in the three-weight dance will be Michael McMoney. So now it'll be Michael McMoney, Matt Vengeance, and La El Shaddai competing for the legit alternative wrestling heavyweight championship. I am very offended that he came on here and said such disparaging things about my son. But, you know, Pav Novak, he's going to have a lot to say about that. So hopefully Michael McMoney's mouth just didn't get him in too much trouble. It usually does, though, so we'll see how that how that plays out. Unfortunately, that is not the only change in tonight's show. We in wrestling, we like to say card subject to change. And in our hardcore showcase, we were going to see Battle on the Borders Jeff King taking on our always pissed off Chase Maddox. But unfortunately, Chase Maddox is also not here. So taking his place will be the High Chief. So to get his thoughts on that, we are going to speak to Jeff King right now. And as unprofessional as that sounds, can you please bring a chair?
I got you.
I apologize. Money is a hothead.
I got you. Let me
Show-
flip this over, rise.
You know what? Show the people the belt before you invest.
We'll say it right there.
Yes, sir. So, as I just said, unfortunately, Chase Maddox is unable to be here tonight. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I studied him. I watched him. I know he's legit. I was prepared for him. Now I have the High Chief. And I think this is going to just be a tune-up match for me for June 7th for the Battle on the Border Championship, where I defend against Ethan Evans, my nemesis.
So you pretty much have this in the bag then.
I like to go in confident. You're not a champion unless you're confident, and I'm always confident. So this is a tune-up for me for Ethan Evans, June 7th.
So you're not worried about the High Chief's maybe darker, more hardcore side? Because we see him as an uplifting, happy person. How are you going to combat against that?
When I get in that ring, I'm not happy. I'm violent. That's what I get paid to do. Violence is my life. So I have no fear of anybody when I step in that ring. And if they want to get violent, I'll get as violent as them and more.
I mean, that's why you're the...
That's why I'm the hardcore champ. And I faced them all, and I put them all down. That's what I do.
So just another night in the office
Just
for you.
another night in office. I love hardcore wrestling.
I personally, as somebody that has followed Chase Maddox's career, I was very excited to see that. I made sure LAW management had double-checked our insurance policies because I assumed you guys were going to tear the place apart. Before I let you go, is there anything that we can expect in your match against Novak? Or any game plans, anything like that you would love to share with the fans?
My game plan is to go and fight. Fight is what I do. Violence is what I do. You wouldn't do this unless you loved it. And I'm sure the High Chief loves it too. But I think I love it a lot more.
All right. Well, Mr. King, I appreciate your time. Good luck. Please don't get hurt.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Hopefully the building is still standing after those two have a hardcore showcase. Ooh. We're going to switch lanes to another set of champions. Well, to another champion. And we're going to have LAW's first ever tag team champions, the Pattersons, who have requested this time. Hi guys. Nice to see you. All right. So all I saw on my run sheet was that the Pattersons requested some screen time. What would you like to talk about?
Well, we mainly wanted to address the reason I was not defending our tag belts tonight. Because me and my sister were always out looking for a fight. And unfortunately, at the beginning of the month, at another company, there was a heinous attack done to my sister, causing a grade 2 MCL tear in her elbow. So unfortunately, we weren't able to compete tonight. But we still wanted to come here tonight because we have a very, very big interest in this #1 contenders tag match tonight between the Steel Brothers and MMI. Point is, you know, we have paved quite the history with MMI so far in LAW.
It's been quite the rivalry here.
And you remember our very first time at LAW, we defeated MMI, but there was a little bit of an asterisk next to that because of the help of Ryan Steele. And as we've addressed in the past, we appreciated the help, but we didn't need it. We've proven it since then that we didn't need any help, that we do it on our own. So when Stacey is cleared to compete again,
But who actually needs a doctor's clearance? It is LAW for a reason.
yeah.
So, never know.
But regardless, whether it's MMI or it's Steel Brothers, whoever it is that comes out on top tonight, they're going to learn. Either they're going to learn again or they're going to learn for the first time why pro wrestling is a family thing.
Well, thank you. Good luck. Get well soon. Heartbreaking announcement. We wish Stacey the fastest recovery possible. We want to see the first ever legit brother and sister tag team back in action as soon as possible. And we will see who they will be facing. It'll either be MMI or the Steel Brothers. Now, we're going to finish up here with talking to a very big fan favorite who has been, quite frankly, through hell lately. And he is, well, as good as I am at talking and putting words together, he is significantly better. So I'm just going to let this man tell his story. He is the gentleman of exquisite caliber, Godrick Sandwell.
Ladies and gentlemen, angels and demons, Nephilim and Cambion. How are y'all doing tonight? Miss Wood, how do you do as well?
I am so excited. The air, it's electric. Got Battle on the Border in LAW. But as much as I would love to talk to you about that, I would like to talk about you, sir. Where are you at right now?
Well, if you refer to the last time that I was here in the middle of that very squared circle, unfortunately, yeah, I should be your LAW Heavyweight Championship, but unfortunately, I am not. That El Shaddai, I will give them all the credit in the world. I don't know what they teach them down in the Malabulge, but the Kung Fu, shall we say, down there is pretty good. But understand that, yeah, I've been knocked down. Yeah, I wish I had a slightly better night. But I can assure you that a gentleman and a devil, even in purple, will rise again.
Well, speaking of your rise, may I ask about your match here tonight, the 6-man scramble?
Indeed, indeed. When I was told this was on my itinerary for the evening, I was a little confused at first. 6 men, 3 from LAW, which sounds awesome on paper by itself. 3 from our astute friends of Battle on the Border. Sounds phenomenal as well. But in a scramble type of environment, that's what kind of confused me at first. But as I understand it, well, if it's going to be every man for himself, then, well, gentlemen, nothing personal, but a gentleman is taking tonight.
Yes, even though we have 3 men from LAW and 3 men from Battle on the Border, it is every man for himself. Will there be any strategy that you'd like to talk about, or any kind of game plan going in, or any secrets you could tell us?
Well, I'm not going to divulge too much into my secrets. Everybody just keep some of them.
I was looking for a scoop, but I highly respect that.
Sorry, you're going to have to do just a little bit better than that.
I tried, LAW fans. I tried.
But one thing I will say in mild reference, but I'm going to go in there and pray everybody else has fun with each other, and I could just slide in and get a victory real quick, just to save me a little bit.
Hey, work smarter, not harder, and there's nobody smarter on the LAW roster than the gentleman. And that's me saying that. I've been on social media fostering my master's degree, and I have to continue, sir.
I do appreciate that, but regardless of what's going to happen in that match, a gentleman assures you that this one will come out on top at some point tonight.
Well, Mr. Sandwell, I appreciate your time. Good luck. Hopefully, no offense to our friends at Battle on the Border, I just hope somebody from LAW takes the win tonight just for a little bragging rights. You know, friendly sportsmanship, a little friendly competition between allies.
I can agree with that. And hey, Battle on the Border guys, I will see you tonight.
Well, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, LAW fans, you've heard everything that we have to talk about here. We are going to send it over to our partner that will be singing the national anthem. All right, we're good.
All right, wrestling fans, will everyone please rise and face the flag we are bringing into the ring right now as Mr. Sean Bossman, the boss of pro wrestling, will be singing our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see the flag as it is folded, as we honor all of our fallen soldiers who have made the ultimate sacrifice, for whom this day is set aside to remember. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the